Good afternoon to all. Let us start today's meeting by invoking the Lord's blessings through a prayer song.
We can stop singing songs of love for God. The more we sing, the sweeter the feeling. The more that we sing for God, the more that we love Him. We sing of God's incarnation. We raised before His throne, and no longer look to heaven, longing Almighty God's face to face with us. He shepherds us with truth. By His sides, true and real. We enjoy His words each day. Understanding truth feels so sweet. Our heart is full of love for God, for we see His lovely countenance. We sing and dance and praise, no words to describe His loveliness. We can't stop singing songs of love for God. The more we sing, the sweeter the feeling. The more that we sing for God, the more that we love Him. We sing of God's righteous judgment. His words bless and save us, revealing man's satanic nature and truth of man's corruption. His words purify our satanic dispositions, making us new people. We've cast all forces of Satan. We see God's love is true. His righteousness is lovely. His holiness so sweet. We cannot love Him enough. So we praise God. We can't contain our feelings. Nothing can come between us and God. We can't stop singing songs of love for God. The more we sing, the sweeter the feeling. The more that we sing for God, the more that we love Him. God's word rules in the life of the kingdom. We live within the light, gaining truth has set us free. We worship God with heart, with honesty. We've become His intimates, faithful serving Him. Bear a burden for Him, fulfill our duties truly, always progressing on the path of loving God. Now we can love and submit to God, living for Him. This is the greatest joy. Almighty God, we praise You, we worship You into eternity. We can't stop singing songs of love for God. The more we sing, the sweeter the feeling. The more that we sing for God, the more that we love Him.
Welcome address. I am extremely happy to welcome and introduce today's resource person, Mr. Leslien Calistus. He is basically an engineer and got his MBA degree from Amrita Business School, Bangalore. He has served in various capacities in the human resource department in many multinational companies. At present, as you would have seen in the brochure, he is the manager in the talent acquisition wing in Lenovo, Bangalore. Maybe many of you are attending the session now in Lenovo laptops. Okay. So Mr. Leslien Calistus is a sociable, ambitious, and a goal-oriented gentleman who is also hardworking and duty conscious. He has come to this high prestigious position by his self-motivated, tireless efforts and due to his well-mannered, ethical personality. I am very much thankful to him for accepting my invitation without any fuss, in spite of his busy schedule. On behalf of myself and on behalf of the members of the Mathematics Association, I extend to him a very warm welcome. Welcome, Mr.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, I welcome my co-faculty, Assistant Professor Sheba, who is my right hand in all the department activities. I also welcome the other members of the mathematics department who have joined the meeting. Next, I welcome all my second PG and third UG outgoing students. I also welcome all the other participants who have joined the meeting. Welcome one and all. I wish you a very useful session ahead. Now we'll pass on to the next program, that is a reading of the report of the previous meeting.
Good afternoon all. Report of the Mathematics Association meeting. The Mathematics Association conducted a Google Meet on 19th October 2020 from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. The third year UG and second year PG students of our department participated in the meeting. The meeting began with a prayer song. Dr. Ariflar Mary, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, welcomed the gathering and introduced the resource person. The minutes of the previous meeting was presented by Ms. W. Saumya of 3rd UG Mathematics. Mr. J. Arogya Amalajayan, Assistant Director of Seed Certification and Organic Certification, Kanyakumari District, Government of Tamil Nadu, delivered a talk on a topic, Organic Farming, Medicinal Plants, Health Care and Home Remedies. He explained about the importance of agriculture, crop rotation and its uses to mankind. He shared the uses of terrace gardening and about various medicinal plants that are used to cure many diseases. The meeting came to an end with a vote of thanks proposed by Ms. Harsha of 3rd UG Mathematics. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite Mr. Leslien Calistus to take over the session.
All right. Thank you so much. So let me share my screen first and then we'll get started. So thank you for the opportunity, first of all, and very good afternoon to each one of you. So this is Leslie, and I'm going to talk about an important topic for you guys today. So this is particularly in specific to careers for mathematics students in corporate sector. Right? Usually, after doing BSc or MSc mathematics, people go for teaching as their career. But here I want to suggest you a few options that you can prefer in corporate sector after your mathematics graduation. So before I get into the topic, I just want to give an introduction about my YouTube channel. The reason I wanted to give this introduction is this channel has a lot of content relevant to how you can get interviews, how you can crack the interviews in companies, and how to write resumes, all that, right? So if anyone of you is looking for a career guidance, or if you want to develop your skill set, then this YouTube channel has a lot of video related to the same. Just want to introduce that to you so that it will be helpful. All right, so let's get into the topic. So first I'll give you a quick detailed understanding about what are the different career options as a mathematics student you might have in a corporate sector.
Sure.
Most of these sections would be, most of these roles would be new to you, but however, I'll explain you what exactly you need to do and what would be a career growth in each one of these roles. Okay. In case if you have any questions or any doubts in between, you can please put it in the chat box or you can ask me directly as well. So the first option which we have is data scientist, right? So data scientist is an option career which is growing very, very fast in today's environment, where uh, the people who has relevant skill set for to become a data scientist has grown very fast in their corporate career as well. The reason for this is there are a lot of data available in the market, which companies are not able to analyze and understand, right? So since there are a lot of data, and this data can be ideally used to understand what the insights of business, which is not happening at this moment. So that's where the data science has come into picture, and which is helping to companies or the business owners to understand where they can sell, how they can improve their sales, all that, right? So that's where the role of data scientists has become important in each company here. So what does a data scientist do is to analyze data, and with that data, if you are a data scientist, you must be able to tell the business that what they can do in terms of their business, which will be helpful for them to bring more profits, etc. So that's where data scientist is a very important role. I'll explain you in detail about each role as well. The second role that I like to talk about is data analyst or business analyst. So in data scientist, the person would be building a lot of models to automatically analyze a lot of data. But as a data analyst, this person has to analyze data and give reporting related to that, right, to the senior management and business. So that's what we will be doing as a data analyst and business analyst. Now, the third career which I like to talk about is actuarial analyst. So today in this environment, we have a lot of financial risk, insurance risk, business risk, a lot of risk is available in this market, right? So this person would analyze those risks and tell the business, if you are investing this much money into this business, then you'll be having this much of risk on this business or insurance or whatever it might be, right? So it also has a huge scope in terms of growing in your career. So that is actuarial analyst. The fourth option is that is statistics analyst. This is more about interpretation of data and giving inputs and reports based on those interpretation that you have, or which is in table or column or whatever format it might be. So basically, all these careers, if you look at, majorly it is around the data, right? So you understand the data. With that data, you give input or insight to the senior management for the business. So these are the different career options that are available right today in different companies in Bangalore or in any of the cities for that matter, right? So if you are somebody who wants to pursue a career outside teaching or any other, traditional career opportunity, these can be few options that you can think of, and you can develop yourself on your skill set to get into this career. So let me explain you each one of that career as well. So this is the first about data scientist. How you can become a data scientist, right? It's good to know that there is an option as data scientist, but how can I become a data scientist? That might be your next question. So if you, obviously the base is going to be mathematics, because as I said, you're going to analyze a lot of data here. And if you're not strong in mathematics, obviously you'll not be able to do that in a efficient manner. Hence, the base is obviously going to be mathematics. Hence, the companies also prefer somebody who has a mathematical background, right? Having said that, that alone might not help you to become a data scientist. What you need to do is, as a data scientist, this person needs to know few programming languages, which anyways you can learn today from internet being at your home itself. So it's not a big deal to learn any of the programming language. We have websites like udemy.com or upgrad.com. If you can browse through that and understand what are the different courses available for a data scientist, You can just, it is also cheap as well in terms of Udemy or Upgrad. So you can choose those courses and learn those programming language and data science algorithms and gain that analytical expertise. So with a mathematics background, if you have these skill set, as I mentioned, the programming languages and data science algorithms and the knowledge about data science, then you'll be able to make a career in data science. So how do I become a data science? One, first you need to learn the practical course from these institutes, or you can, if you are somebody who can relocate to Bangalore or Chennai, there are a lot of opportunities, a lot of institutes which teach you data science as well, which you can choose and learn. If not, you can learn it from your home using Udemy or Upgrad as well. So that's an option number one. Option number two, what you can do is you can do internship projects. So there are a lot of analytics companies which are available, like the startup companies that are available, and they really need somebody who can support them in terms of these projects, right? So if you learn about data science and if you have 50% knowledge about it, you can still apply for internship opportunities in these organizations and do it as you do, right? Learn it as you do, sorry, in terms of doing a project and learn the data science more. And with that, obviously, you'll be able to gain a job opportunity also in data science. So if you look at the average salary of a data scientist in particularly in India, it is around 8 lakhs per year, right? Today, and if your experience is higher, I mean, if you're gaining more experience in data science, obviously this 8 lakhs is going to increase to 40 lakhs or 50 lakhs also, right? So that's an opportunity for anybody who wants to build their career in data science. So that's one. And if you look at the companies which are hiring for data science, majorly are TCS, Accenture, all these companies definitely need data scientists, right? And apart from these companies, there are a lot of startup organizations which specifically involve into data science and data analytics. So those companies also need data science. So if you have good knowledge about mathematics and if you're enjoying that in the learning of mathematics, then obviously you can build your career in data science as well, just by learning few programming language and data science algorithms, right? So that's the first career option that I have. If you have any questions, please let me know on the chat box so that I can help you answer that as well. Any question, you can put it on the chat box. I'll wait for any of your questions there. Are we clear? Just type clear on the chat box if you're clear about what I'm saying. Just type clear. If you do not have any questions, just type clear on the chat box if you're clear about what I said about data science. If you're not clear, that doesn't make sense to move further with the next steps. So you can just type clear if you're clear about what I said. Awesome. All right, I can see a few clears there. So let's move into the next role, which is the statistics analyst, right? So this is again a good career for anybody who has a bachelor's degree in mathematics, right? In addition to this, your mathematics degree, you might need to earn or get a degree in statistics as well, and or you can do a certification related to statistics. So there are a lot of companies which need statistics analyst, right? So there are a lot of data again around this, where they need somebody who can analyze that data using probability, using algebra, all that, and test that data and accordingly give those inputs to the business or report. They create reports from that. For an example, today we talk about cricket, right? In cricket, if for an example, if somebody has to give a report saying that who is the best player, then they have to analyze a lot of data based on their scores that they have done in each matches and against how many more balls and what is the run rate, all that. So this job is done by statistic analyst, right? So this data is collated, analyzed, and accordingly reports are created from that. This is a big economy as well in India, particularly if you look at. And there are a lot of companies definitely need who can analyze such data, right? So analyze numbers particularly. So if you want to become a statistics analyst, then ideally how you can do is you have to either gain a master's degree in statistics, or you can. There are a lot of certification courses as well from good institutes. You can choose that as well, a short-term investment over there. And then obviously, if you have good skills in terms of probability and algebra and those things, definitely you'll be able to become a statistic analyst. Right now, if you look at the salary here, easily people are able to earn around 5 lakhs per annum. Right, so this is also a good salary in terms of the mathematics graduates, right? And obviously, once you gain your experience, you can see on the right hand side graph, as people gain experience, around 5 to 9 years of experience person is getting more than 10, 15 lakhs, right? So that's an advantage here. You can, once you start your career here, you can definitely develop your skill set over there and gain more compensation and more career growth as well. So this is another option for anybody who has completed their bachelor's in mathematics. I hope this is clear to you as well. Okay, the third option that we have is to become a data analyst or a business analyst. So they do call this as a sales analyst or any analyst, right? So again, what this job is to do is you need to analyze a lot of data again, but what you need to do is you have to give reports, right? The previous roles which I talked about, it's not about reporting, but here it's about majorly reporting. You have to you should have skills like analytical. You should be able to use a lot of analytical tools which are available in the market. So you must learn about Google Analytics, or there are a lot of analytics tools which are available. If you can learn any one of that tool, that will be helpful. And then obviously you can get internship in analytics companies. As I said, for the data science, it is similar to data science, but however, data science is little beyond data analyst, right? So in data science, people would be, going deep into the system and analyze each and every data, and they automate that system. Right? Here you have a data and you analyze, you prepare the report and all that, and the presentations. So you will be doing end to end on this data analyst role. So to become a data analyst, obviously you need to have good skill set in terms of reporting, presentation, and there is one particular tool which is called as SQL, which is a database, right? If you have limited knowledge on SQL, that is enough for becoming a data analyst. So if you're somebody again passionate about getting a career into corporate with your mathematics degree, then this can be another option. And if you can look at the salary, people are able to earn around 6 lakhs compensation. This data which I'm showing you in terms of 6 lakhs is from the payscale.com, which is a important site for analyzing a lot of compensations across different industries, right? So this gives you an understanding about what people are actually making in terms of their compensation in the industry as well. So this data is from that. So the 6 lakhs is the compensation that you can get once you become a data analyst or a business analyst. And companies that are hiring, again, a lot of companies like all these IT services companies, and we have other companies as well, which definitely need data analysts. But these are the most popular companies which are hiring for data analyst or business analyst as well. So you can say TCS, CSE Computer Science Corporation, and HCL, Wipro, Accenture, all these companies hiring for business analyst or data analyst as well. So all this, you obviously, as I said, you should be very strong in mathematics. With that, you'll be able to, get a good career in these options as well. And finally, about actuarial analyst. This is an interesting career, which is little difficult to get in, but the growth, as you can see on the right-hand side, it's also huge, right, compared to the data analyst or the statistics analyst as well. So here, what you need to do is, once you have your bachelor's degree, ideally there is an actual common entrance test which you need to appear for. And there are different levels in this test. If you clear up to 3 level, then obviously you can start looking for an opportunity in actual analyst as well, right? So there are options where you can get a master's degree in actual science as well, So what here you're going to do is you're going to analyze risk involved in each business, right? So let's say there is an insurance company which wants to give insurance for its employees or anybody for that matter. But if they do not analyze what is the probability of this person who is getting insurance is going to claim it, right? The more they claim, the more they loss for the insurance company. The more they do not claim, more the profit is, right? So this person is involved into analysis with a lot of data again, like what would be the possibility of this person who has taken insurance to get admitted in a hospital, and accordingly this analyst will give inputs to the business saying that this could be your profit for this year, or this could be your business for this year, etc. So these people are involved into risk analysis, and not only in insurance part, this is also in trading as well. You would have heard about stock market, right? There are a lot of people investing their money in that, in stock market. So these people will be crucial to analyze which stocks is going to do well, which stocks does not do well, right? Based on data again. So if you are getting a career into that, you will be analyzing the risk involved in each business, right? So that's the role of actual analyst. And the skills required here is you should be having a very strong expertise on statistics, probability, and calculus as well. And strong analytical skills is required for all these roles, basically. And you should be fine to deal with huge amount of data, right? To analyze a lot of data here. Obviously, you'll be having tools and those things to analyze this data, but you should be able to handle that as well. So as I said, if you want to get into this career, ideally you should appear for this actual common entrance test. And if you pass 3 stages, then you can start looking for opportunities in corporate as well. And as you can see, the compensation here is around close to a 10 lakhs compensation per annum, right? And you can see the growth as well in terms of 10 to 15 years experience. They are beyond 20-25 lakhs, right? So that's an advantage of this particular role. It's a bit difficult, but it's not impossible as such. Definitely, you can become an actual analyst if you're good in analysis and risk assessment, right? So these are the different career options that I want to introduce to you. Now, you know about these career options, but how to get opportunities? That's the next biggest question each one of you might have, right? So let me explain you practically about how you can go step by step, okay? So as soon as you go get these necessary skill set which is required for each one of these role, any one of these role which you prefer to go in. For an example, let's say you want to get into data science, right, or data scientist. Then ideally, once you learn this programming languages or once you learn this data science algorithms and you're comfortable with that, then that's when you start implementing it into the system and getting a job in data science, right? So only knowing about what are the career options does not help you, but you should also know how to get a job opportunity in that career option as well, right? So if I just cover the first part of it, then you might know about these options, but you might not know how to get it. So I wanted to quickly help you in understanding how you can get a job in these areas, okay? So first thing is updating resume. I don't know how many of you have a resume today, but I have reviewed a lot of resumes, particularly freshers resumes, more than maybe 15,000 or 20,000 resumes so far in my career, right? So when I look at these resumes, the one thing I have seen in common is people try and put a lot of information and they try to make the resume 2-page or 3-page or 4 pages, which is not ideal for a fresher resume, okay? So ideal number of pages the resume can have as a fresher could be 1-page resume, not beyond that. It's important that how you're going to update that 1 page with all the relevant information possible within that page itself. So first thing is you should have a 1-page resume. Second is spacing. There are a lot of people who give a lot of spaces between each line to make sure that resume looks longer, right? That is not required. Nobody looks at the space or the length of your resume. People look at the content of your resume, right? That's how you make sure that your resume gets shortlisted and that's how you get an interview in a company. If your resume itself is not getting shortlisted, you might not get an interview itself, right? So it's important to have a proper resume. So to have a proper resume, first you should have a one-page resume with limited spaces given within each lines. And the third important thing is about designs. We all like designs, beautiful designs, but it's not important for a resume to have a beautiful design, right? The structure of the resume should be good, but not the design. There are a lot of people who put different colors in the resume and all that, which is not required, which will prevent your resume to go into the system of the company itself, right? So it's not good for you to have designs on your resume. So do not have designs. The third is about your education. You have to mention about your education. At the same time, there might be people who have done different projects or anything relevant to this role, right? As I said, for a data science, I told you about you to do freelance projects or you should do internship projects as well. So if you're doing those projects, you can add that as well and elaborate the project, elaborate the internship experience that you might have, and put a lot of content over there instead of adding content which is not relevant to the job that you're applying for. So please make sure that the content, whatever you're mentioning on the resume, is relevant to the job that you're applying. Right? For an example, people might say, "I'm good in playing some sports," right? Which might not be required for a company to understand how good you are in terms of sports. Instead, if you say that I'm good in analyzing the sports data, then that is much required for a company, right? So that's the difference of putting this content in the resume. So that's the first step, that you need to update your resume with all relevant content and make sure that your resume is perfect for the opportunity that you're applying for. That is most important. And the second important thing is, I don't know how many of you know about Naukri.com. Anybody know about Naukri.com? Please put it in the chat box if you know about Naukri.com. Just say yes in the chat box if you know. Just say yes in the chat box if you know Naukri.com. I can see 2 yes so far. Okay, cool. So it's good that you know now about Naukri.com, but what most of us do not know as a job seeker in Naukri.com is how to update my profile in Naukri so that I get the relevant interview calls. Today, what happens is a lot of people, as soon as they complete their graduation or master's degree, they go and upload their resume in Naukri.com or any other job portal for that matter, like Shine.com or Times.job.com, whatever it is. But you really do not get relevant opportunities that you're looking for. What you get is you get all voice support, BPO, etc., which you might not want to, right? So to make sure that your Naukri profile attracts the right opportunities and hence you get the interviews for the right companies, it's important to understand how Naukri works. Okay, so these are the key elements of Naukri. One is headline, key skills, project, and profile summary. If you update all these 4 elements in Naukri properly, then you will be getting the relevant job opportunities as well. Okay. So now let me show you on screen how you can ideally do this, right? So this is the Naukri.com of one of my students here. So if you can see here, she has some experience though, but if you do not have an experience, that is still fine. So what you need to do is, as soon as you upload your resume here, come to edit profile. Sorry. Okay, this is not working. So let me show you here itself. So this is the resume headline. This is a resume headline. So which I was talking about here, right? So the resume headline is very, very important, that you make sure that the moment they see the resume headline, they should be able to click on your profile and call you for the interview. That's how it works. The HR or the recruitment person who is sitting in the company, he or she is going to go to Naukri.com and look at the profiles which are available for that particular skill set they are hiring, right? So if when they scroll down, there will be a lot of people available, obviously, but when they scroll down, if your profile has the right headline, then obviously they'll be able to click on your profile and call you for the interview. So how to update this is, I'm going to give a simple formula to update your resume headline. The formula is like your highest qualification plus your years of experience plus the role that you want to apply for or you want to get it, right? And then the skill set. So first is education, your highest qualification, then years of experience, then the role, the title of the role that you want to get in, and then the skill set relevant to that particular role. These are the four important elements that should be available in your resume headline. Okay. So for an example, let's say you want to become a data analyst and you have some 6 months of internship experience, as I said. So in that case, you should update like MSc Mathematics or MSc with 6 months of experience in data analysis and with strong expertise in reporting, data analytics, Google Analytics, like that, right? If you're able to update in that format, in that template which I gave you now, then people will look at your profile and call you for interview. So it's not just uploading a resume in Naukri. It is important how you put information in this platform so that people are able to see your profile. Okay. Second is about key skills. So what a lot of people do here as a mistake is, a lot of people go and put communication skill, leadership skill, or the behavioral skills that they might have, right? But ideally, you should not put a behavioral skill set here. You should be putting the functional skill set here. What I mean by functional skill set is, again, the role that you're looking for. For an example, let's say you're looking for an actual analyst role. Then what are the skill set required for an actual analyst? You must be knowing that, obviously. So put those skill set which is relevant to you in this key skill session, right? Only if you put those relevant skill set, then the person who is going to search for that particular resumes is going to use the same skill set and search. Only then your profile comes on the top and that person will be able to call you for an interview, right? So this is a second important aspect in Naukri.com. First is resume headline. Second is key skill set, where you have to mention your functional skill set, not about your behavioral skill set, okay? And the third is about employment. If you have internship experience, please put it here. But if you do not have any experience, that is fine. You can leave this blank. And it's important that you mention the top 5 key skills as well, as you can see here. Again, this top 5 key skills which we are talking about is about the functional skill set which you have used in that particular experience. Okay. So either it can be a project, it can be an internship, whatever it is, if you're a fresher, right? So put those information here in the employment section. And obviously then you can look at education. See, this person is also has completed BSc Mathematics and she is currently working as a recruiter. That can be also a career option if you want to get into recruitment as a career. And finally, about your profile summary, this is still in the person has to edit. So here you can mention about your overall skill set that you have relevant to that particular job, right? So these are the key elements that you need to mention on your resume. Please let me know if you're clear about this. Just type clear in the chat box so that I am sure that you're clear about all these things. If you're clear, then we'll go to the next important topic, which is LinkedIn. Are we clear? Just type clear on the chat box if you're clear about it. Okay. Cool, that's good. So let's move on to the next important tool to look at job opportunities and build your career in corporate. So these are the basic things which I'm talking about. I'm not talking anything, which is very, very higher in thing, but I'm just talking about the very basic things that you should do to get a career or a job in a corporate sector. Okay. So how many of you know LinkedIn? How many of you have an account in LinkedIn as you have Facebook or any Twitter, etc.? How many of you have an account in LinkedIn.com? Just type me in the chat box if you have an account in LinkedIn.com. Yes, come on. If you do not have, just type no, I do not have. That is fine. If you have it, then type me. If you do not have, please type no, so that I know how many of you know about LinkedIn.com here. Okay, I can see one, no, two, three. Okay, all right. That is fine. So this LinkedIn.com is similar to your Facebook.com, which is a professional platform. Facebook is not all for the personal things, but LinkedIn is all for the professional things, right? So if you want to build your career in corporate, if you want to join a company, then it's very, very important that you have an account in LinkedIn. The reason, number one reason is LinkedIn is a platform to network with a lot of people. So as I said, if you want to get a job into data science, then you can connect with people who are already working in data science. You can connect with a lot of people who are working as a HR in different companies, right? All that you can do it for free of cost. That's important, right? So it's a huge platform where you can do lot of things and learn and grow in your career. So if you do not have a LinkedIn account, I suggest you, and if you want to get into corporate, right, I suggest you to get a LinkedIn account right today itself. Let me show you how you can put your LinkedIn account as well. I'm just going to show you my LinkedIn account here, so that with that I'll explain you how you can create your LinkedIn account as well. So this is my LinkedIn account. As you can see here, this is my profile, and I have around 27,000 connections in my network, right? This is built over 8 years of time period, not just in a day. So last 8 years, I have built this platform for myself. So it has around 27,000 connections today. So that means if I write any content on LinkedIn, it will go to a lot of people beyond 27,000 itself, that I will be able to communicate to all those people as well. So that's the huge platform that LinkedIn offers, right? So in LinkedIn, you can see, you can connect with a lot of people. You can see here a lot of people around here, right? You can connect with all these people and ask them for job opportunities. You can ask them for career advice. You can ask whatever possible you would require here. Okay. So now coming to the how you can update when you are creating LinkedIn account, you should be careful about how to create that so that you can still attract opportunities relevant to what you're looking for. If you're these all information which I'm talking about, if you do not want to get into corporate, this might not help you, right? If you want to get into corporate, this is a basic step that you need to do. Okay. So now coming to LinkedIn, this is very important here in terms of the title. You should make sure that your title also has relevant key skills. So when I say key skills, I'm talking about your functional skill set. So as I am into recruitment, as you can see, I have mentioned recruitment manager, recruitment coach, job search advisor. These are my key skills that I have, right? So similarly, if you want to become a data scientist, then you can say data scientist, Python, R, and data science algorithms in the skill set mentioned over that, right? Or if you want to become a statistic analyst, then you can mention statistics analyst and things like that. So you should mention the LinkedIn headline properly so that you should have the relevant key skills over here. So that's the important thing. So you can see here, you can show that you are looking for an opportunity also. So this is another way of getting opportunities. So the moment you click here and tell the recruiters that you're looking for an opportunity, people can know that you are looking for opportunity, that they can approach you for opportunities that they have in their organization. Okay. The third important thing is about your summary. So I have a very long summary as I have experience as well. But it's fine if you do not have an experience, still you can update about your summary here, about your key skills, about your education, about the career that you're looking for, right? You can write in a summary in or 2 to 3 paragraphs, and you can put it here in the summary. So that anybody who looks at your profile, they understand what is your job profile into or what job you're looking for, right? Accordingly, they can connect with you as well. So this is about the about section here. And then it's about your experience. If you have any internship experience, you can mention about your internship experience over here as well. If you do not have, then you can leave it blank. It's not a problem. And you can mention about your education here as well, right? And any certifications you have done, you can add those certifications here in the certification and licenses. And here comes the very important skill. Here in skills and endorsements, you should carefully add all the functional skill set here. If you see my expertise, then you can see technical recruiting, sourcing, recruiting, because those are my skill set. So if you want to become a data analyst, then you will obviously mention data analysis or Google Analytics, all those tools and the functional skill set that you have. You have to mention those things as well here. So this also helps you to look for job opportunities. Here you can go and search for, let's say, data analyst and search for jobs, right? So now I just have put data analyst. I'm going to search, this is searching for people. These are the people who are working as a data analyst in different companies, right? You can connect with them, learn from them, or you can ask for job opportunities with these people. You can see here there is 72 lakh 21,000 people who are working as data analysts, who are in LinkedIn alone, right? So now we can look for job as well. If you click on this job options, you can see how many opportunities available for data analyst right today, right? There is around 5,000 and close to 6,000 data analyst jobs in India, right? So that's the opportunity that you can see here. There are huge opportunities in data analyst or data science. I can even put for data scientist. We can still see a lot of opportunities available as well. We have around 3,341 data scientist job roles, which are open and available today, right? So that means there are a lot of opportunities. Only you have to make sure you develop your skill set, which is relevant to the data scientist role, and then start looking for opportunities here. So if you go and read this job description, right, which talks about what you will be doing as a data scientist in this particular organization, and it also talks about what are the skill set is required for you to become a data scientist here. Here, obviously, they're looking for somebody with 10 years of experience, but there'll be you can filter with internship. You can even see 17 internship available here, right? Decision scientist, data engineer, data scientist, intern, all that. So this is how you find job opportunities in these areas and try to get an opportunity here, right? How many of you are clear about these things? How many of you think this is helpful and clear for you? Just type me in the chat box if you think it's clear for you, so that I'm aware that you're clear about this and we can move on to the next thing. Anybody want to type? No? Are you clear or you're not clear? Either ways you can mention it on the screen. So the second thing, the last topic for the day is about techniques, how you can clear interviews, right? I believe you understood about how to create your resume, how to create your Naukri profile and LinkedIn so that you get job opportunities, you get interviews. Now, after getting interviews, how do I clear those interviews? It's also important. So I'm going to give a quick understanding to you on very basic things about interviews and group discussion. So if you want to get a job, nobody is going to give you a job just like that by seeing your resume. Obviously, they will take your resume, they will do the interview, and if they feel that you are the right profile for that particular job, then they hire you and in the job opportunity. So it is very important that you clear interviews, you crack those interviews and get a job opportunity. So to clear interviews, if you go for any company today as a fresher, the first round ideally would be a group discussion. This group discussion, a lot of people think it is to select people, but the reality is it is to reject people. When I say reject people, when I say reject people, there are a lot of freshers available in the market, and for one position, we might get 500, 600 people coming for interview, right? So obviously, the company will not be it will not be possible for the company to take interview for each one of them. Instead, what they will do is they will have a group discussion and understand who are all having good communication skill or who are able to communicate about their ideas and thoughts, right? So that's why they have group discussion, and there is shortlist or filter on this 500, 600 people. They filter around 50 or 60 people, right, to the next level of interview. So in group discussion, they're not going to look at the content that you're going to talk about. Instead, they're going to look at your communication skill. How well you're presenting the information in the group discussion is what really matters. So what they look at is, they'll give a topic to you. They'll ask you to talk about the topic. There'll be 5-6 people available in the group discussion, and anybody can talk about that particular topic. And you should make sure that you speak at the right time and you speak enough so that you get the attention of the interviewer, so that you get shortlisted. Okay. So to speak, obviously you'll be afraid to talk in the first go, but while you practice more and more, obviously you'll be able to talk as well. Okay. So if you want to talk in a group discussion, the simple idea that I would give you here is, there will be a lot of people, like 6, let's say there are around 10 people in a group discussion. There will be definitely 1 or 2 people who will be able to talk very good. They can start immediately, they can talk very nicely as well. Similarly, there will be 1 or 2 people who cannot talk at all, right? So if you want to really crack this interview, and if you want to forego all your fear and everything in the group discussion and speak in the group discussion, my suggestion here would be, look at the person who is not able to talk, right? By seeing the different people, you can easily identify that. Look at that person, keep your face towards that particular person, and then the person who is talking in the first or second, right? You say, I agree to that point. The moment you say, I agree, the other person will stop talking. The reason is, it is a common psychology for anybody, if somebody agree to our point, then we allow other person to talk. Or if we disagree, then we still, fight with that person, or get into argument with that particular person. So instead, if you say, I agree to that person, and you talk about that particular 2 or 3 points from that particular person, and then start your own content in the group discussion. So if you are following this small psychological technique in a group discussion, you'll be able to get a chance to speak in a group discussion. Otherwise, you might not be getting a chance itself to talk in a group discussion, because there'll be a lot of people. The moment you come to a city like Bangalore or Chennai or any other cities for that matter, there'll be people from different locations coming here, and all of them would be speaking, too much, which you will not be able to get a chance. So if you apply this technique, and you'll be definitely able to get a chance, and you'll be able to crack the group discussion as well. Okay. So that is how you can get a chance to speak in group discussion. Then what to speak, it depends on the topic. Just think about 2 or 3 pointers about that topic, and if you can deliver those 3 pointers, that is good enough to get a job, to clear the group discussion. The next round they might have, apart from group discussion, is just a minute. In just a minute, they'll give you a topic, they'll ask you to talk for 1 minute, and you should talk about that particular topic. Now here, you do not have a challenge of others talking at the same time, since you'll be given a specific 60 seconds to talk. And in the 60 seconds, they're going to decide whether you are selected or rejected in that particular round. So it's important to make an impression in that 60 seconds. Again, in just a minute, they are not going to look at the content. Instead, they're going to look at how well you speak. That's it. So if you can organize your thought with 4 to 5 pointers, then if you can deliver those 5 pointers, you'll be able to talk very clearly in just a minute session. Okay. And if you clear all these steps, then obviously you'll come to the interview. So obviously, if you're going for a data scientist or a data analyst or a actuarial analyst or a statistics analyst role, there will be a functional interview or a technical interview. So in that technical interview, they'll be asking questions relevant to your learning, your knowledge related to that particular job. Like for an example, if you are looking for a job in data analyst, they'll be looking at what is your knowledge in Google Analytics, how well you are able to create reports, presentations, and all that. So that is going to be the technical interview. So if you're strong in that, then you'll be able to easily crack those interviews, right? So usually for freshers, what I suggest here is you should keep your energy level at high, okay? You cannot go in an interview and speak with very, very low energy. You have to go with high energy, high confidence, if you have these two elements, you'll be able to easily clear the interviews as a fresher level. Okay, so these are the different techniques that you can use in an interview to crack jobs and get job opportunities here. Okay, I hope that is clear. If you have any other questions, please do let me know. Yeah, that's all from my side for today. Let me know if you have any questions. I will be here to answer your questions as well. That's all from my side for today. I hope it is useful for you.
I have posted a request in the chat box. Can you give some information regarding walk-in interviews?
Okay, so yes, regarding walk-in interviews, again, a lot of companies do walk-in interviews, especially when they are hiring for freshers. Considering that they might have multiple roles, for example, they might have 10 different positions to close. So in that case, they will go for ideally for a walk-in interview. So again, Naukri has an option to look at what are the walk-in interviews each day, right? So if you go to naukri.com and search for walk-in interviews in your particular segment, whatever job you're looking for, you'll be able to identify easily what are the different opportunities available for that particular day, and you can go for those interviews as well. Right? So these walk-in interviews are ideally posted just before 1 or 2 days. So you should be always monitoring this naukri.com to identify these opportunities.
Just can you post that address on the screen?
Sure. I have put it on the chat box, 2 different websites that they can use for the job search.
Okay, thank you. That was a very informative presentation loaded with heavy useful matter relevant to the topic. How to prepare a one-page resume, update one's profile and linkage, how to face a group discussion, interview, and so on. Thank you very much, Mr. Leslie. Now, a formal vote of thanks from the students' side over to Ms. Raghavi of 3rd BSc Mathematics. Vote of thanks.
A very good evening to all. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event. Let me start by giving glory to the Almighty God for His blessings and making this event a successful one. First of all, I would like to thank the resource person, Mr.S.Maria Leslien Calistus, Manager, Talent Acquisition, Lenovo, Bangalore, who readily accepted our invitation and spared time from his busy schedule to enlighten us on the topic Career for Mathematics Graduates in the Corporate Sector. Thank you, sir, for your motivational and inspiring talk. We are sure that during this stressful post-corona times, these traits will lead us towards a great success. I take this opportunity to extend my hearty thanks to the organizers, Dr. Aruslan Mary, Head and Associate Professor of Department of Mathematics, and T. Shiba Helen, Assistant Professor of Department of Mathematics, for taking efforts to organize such informative session. Thank you, ma'am. I also extend my thanks to all the faculty members who participated in this meeting. Last but not the least, I thank all my friends for your cooperation in making this meeting a resounding success. Thank you.
Thank you one and all. Thank you. A very special thanks to Mr. Leslie.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, shall we wind up the meeting then?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.